This is a tail light camera. It's designed to mount to the back of your seat post, and it'll have a little red rear light for your bike. And in addition, it's taking video like a dash cam off the rear of your bike. So this was sent to me to review for free. If you wanted to buy it, it would cost you $50. So inside the box, we have the camera unit itself. And then underneath this bit here, we have some accessories and the instruction manual. So accessory-wise, we get a USB-A to micro USB charging cable, and there appears to be a rubber plug here that you can pull off, and it has two buttons integrated into this. So there's two little plastic buttons here on the left and right, and they correspond to the video camera icon and the light bulb icon. So in addition, there's a micro USB charging port right there, and there's a slot here where you can put in a user-supplied micro SD or trans flash card. So it does not come with a micro SD card. You'll have to supply your own to put into that slot. So it includes here a Velcro strap that will go around a seat post. There's a little bit of rubber in this concave opening here, so you basically strap that to your seat post, and then this guy will slide into it like that. And it looks like there's a kind of a locking thing here that you have to pull back to slide out. Although this guy was so tight to get in, I'm not certain that you really need it locked in, because it is pretty tight going in there. I'm not even 100% certain that thing's latching on it. It looks like I can just push it out, but it's not going to come out with vibration, especially if you mount it this way. And then it has this guy, which I believe is just a spare loop of this Velcro in case you should lose this first loop of Velcro. They give you an extra. I suppose you could potentially tie it together like this if you wanted to mount it to a really big pipe or something, so you could extend the length using both loops of Velcro to go into a much larger pipe. But I think it's mostly intended just to be a spare. So the instructions say that the little contacts of this card will face up when you slide it in here. And so you slide that in, you push until it clicks, it'll click in place. To get it out, you kind of push in, it clicks back out, and then you can pull it out. Now, this guy does have an internal clock, kind of to keep time, and it will put a timestamp and date stamp on top of your video if you have that option configured. But to set the time, you need to edit a file that's on the card. So you can either plug this into your computer and mount it and edit it that way, or you can edit the file on the card and then put the card into the camera, and you set the date and the time in a text file, and then the microchip inside reads that. And there's some configuration options for yes, no, for do you put the timestamp on top of the video or not. So there's a second yes, no, that's do you loop recording or not. So if you say yes, it means when the card gets full, it'll loop around and start covering up the oldest recovering. So by default, I think you want it to loop. The timestamp is really only useful if you set the time and date correctly. Otherwise, you might want to set it to no. All right, plugged it into my computer, and we have what looks like both a blue and a red light lit up here. So presumably it's charging, and it also mounted as a file system, and there is a time.txt file in here. And so with this guy, it says 2023-9/11. So I'm going to change it to 2024-9/28, and then we're going to do hours of 10. Minutes of 51, and I don't know exactly what the seconds are, so I'm going to say 30, and we're going to say yes and yes. So we're going to loop recording as the bottom yes, and we are going to put the timestamp on it. So I'm going to save this guy, and we're going to save it despite our complaints. And supposedly now this device has gotten the time and date based on us saving that text file. So I'm going to push the light button. One push gives me a solid light, a second push makes a slow blink, a third push does a fast blink, and a fourth push turns it off again. I'm going to push the video recording button, and I just pushed a little bit. I didn't push and hold. Let me check inside here, because it was talking about a blue light inside here. So nothing seemed to happen. I'm going to push and hold. Okay, so I pushed and held, and now there's a blue light that's blinking in here. So let me close this up. Now you cannot see the blue light past the weather cover here, so presumably it is recording right now, even though the red light isn't blinking and there's no blue light visible on the outside. So in there it is blinking. So there are issues in some jurisdictions about recording audio and video without all parties being aware of that. And since there's no indication here, you may need to tell people, hey, I have a recorder on the back of my bike. So I don't know if this guy's flashing red on the back of a bike, if that would count as, hey, that's a notification of recording with a red light, just because people would assume it's just a bike light. So it's kind of a dual function, a rear view dash cam, if you will, and a blinking light. And you really can't tell if it's recording or not other than by taking the weather cover open and looking inside for that blue light that's flashing. So I'm going to push and hold the record button, and so now the blue light's turned off. This guy's still going. So there's really no indication on the outside of the unit that it is recording. It is relatively obvious that this is a camera lens if you look at it, but it also just kind of looks like a bike light on the back of your bike. So let me hook this to a bike and see how it works. So the first issue is you need to have enough space on your seat post for this guy to fit. And so obviously if you don't have enough space there, it's just not going to work. So a seat post like this, you're going to have no problems. Alright, so I'm just yanking on this pretty hard to get it tight. The Velcro holds pretty well. There's a piece of foam in there, so it's not really likely to spin around too much. It's pretty good. This guy looks, you know, it's maybe just slightly up from vertical, but with 120-degree field of view, it should work pretty well. So let's go take this for a ride and see what the video looks like. Alright, I charged this guy all the way up. I turned on the recorder and I turned on the light to the flashing mode. Have a time-lapse camera and that camera, both recording this little clock. And we're going to see what is the continuous runtime with the flashing light and the camera recording. Alright, it's been overnight. This guy is still flashing. I checked the blue light. It is still recording as well. So we're going to let it keep going and we'll see how long it goes. So I'm using the USB micro cable here to charge this guy up, and we're keeping a log of how much power it takes to charge up from fully empty. Alright, this guy's charged back up, and to do it, it took 14 watt hours to charge it back up.